Hey guys, welcome back. Today, Griff and I are reviewing John Wick Chapter 4. Super excited about this movie. I had to keep my mouth shut for a day and a half. For once, I saw it first. And I'm a huge John Wick fan, and I love the series. I love the franchise. But Griff had not seen it, and I didn't want to oversell my enthusiasm for it because I didn't want to sway his opinion. So I let him watch it, and then I kept quiet, which was hard because when I really like something, I'm very, enthusiastic about it. But I was able to manage to keep away. And then I was kind of worried because Griff is not that big into action films by his own admission, and he fucking loved it.
Yeah, this movie was really great. This movie blew me away. Like the other John Wick movies, they're all good to great movies. And the first one in particular is really great. This one is probably even better than those. Definitely better than 2 and 3. I think it's better than the first one. I've had to let it sit for a bit to determine, but I think I like it better than the first one. This movie does everything right. The cinematography is amazing. Every shot in this movie is crystal clear. It's beautifully done. The choreography and the fights is even better than the previous John Wick movies. The fight scenes in this one are fantastic. They're bigger, they're better, and they still haven't gone above the level of realism. This is still more of a realistic fight. Sure, we may still have a
100%.
little bit of the infinite magazine problem. We have a few idiots charging John Wick when they have a gun and John Wick has a melee weapon. Still have idiotic decisions like that, but still, this still very realistic fights, and they are really well choreographed.
100%.
The acting in this movie is probably the best out of all the movies we've seen this year. So far, this movie is the best of the year, but the acting is amazing. Every actor in this movie is fantastic. They have some huge names. Of course, we know they have Lawrence Fishburne. They also have Clancy Brown, Bill Skarsgård, Donnie Yen. They have a great cast, and we all know how great of an actor Keanu Reeves is. But he's probably the worst actor in this movie just because of how well everyone else did as well. Not saying Keanu Reeves did a bad job, but everyone else was just so on top of it.
He's come a long way. If you guys remember, one of my favorite horror movies ever is Bram Stoker's Dracula. But the worst thing about that movie is Keanu Reeves. You could still hear that whoa, sound. He still has that very indebted into his voice from Bill and Ted. And every time I watch Bram Stoker's Dracula, when Keanu's on screen, I just hear Bill and Ted. That's all I hear. But he has come a long way since then. He's done some solid movies. I used to hate the guy for some dumb reason, but this movie's solid. And the fact that I'm overselling it, I sound like I'm overselling it, by saying that Griff loved it. But Griff does not. This is not his genre. He does not.
Not at
He's
all.
admittedly he doesn't like the action-packed movies. And if you watch John Wick 1, the reason of why he does this, his wife dies. She dies of cancer. He had moved on from this life. He managed to get away from it. He finds a house. He marries a beautiful woman. She passes away. She gives him a puppy, as a, to not be alone. And that puppy, we all know what happens. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. I mean, he gets put on this path. I agree with Griff. I did enjoy 2 and 3, but not on the level of 1 and 4. One is still, after letting it, as Griff said, sink in. One is still my favorite because of how he gets re-involved in all this life. 4 is solid, man. Solid, solid movie, solid cast. Some of the people that are on here, as Griff said, it's crazy. And to hear the behind the scenes and some of the interviews, to hear how Keanu feels about his co-stars and how happy he is to be able to be continuing to do this. He's just a grateful, grateful guy. And there are 3 things about this movie that now, as Griff said, that I let it simmer down. I can say that I didn't like, but that's just 3 very minor things. The rest of the movie I really enjoyed. Solid acting, solid story, solid cast, and as Griff said, more important, I'm a big action, movie guy, but I'm a good action movie guy, if that makes any sense. Like I'm not into Fast and the Furious. I think that shit's cheesy. But here, you can tell that they put in the work. They hours upon hours upon hours of training in the gym, on the mat. Keanu's a solid martial artist. I know he's now in jiu-jitsu. He's working his way up there, and you can tell because you could also at at this time and age, you can tell when it's the stunt double. Here, although Keanu admittedly uses a stunt double, like and there's a scene where he gets hit by a car. Spoiler alert. That's not Keanu. Even Keanu's like, that's not me, guys. You know, but that's okay. But like the actions, the fight scenes, the choreography, that's him. That's the actors, and obviously Donnie Yen. Of course, we all know. Anyone who's into martial arts like me, we know that dude knows his stuff. He's not blind, by the way, guys.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
A lot of people, and it's not our fault. I mean, the dude plays a lot of blind dudes, and but no, he's a solid martial artist. The cast is amazing. The script was mind blowing. They went all over the place here. The villain, I really enjoyed the villain, and
Yeah.
we got a great story, man. I had a great time. I will watch this again. Yeah, for me, as Griff said, one of the between this is better than Creed 3 for me. Definitely the best thing I've seen so far this year.
This movie did have a great story, and I really like the lore of the John Wick world. And we're probably not going to get the whole picture, but I like how they keep giving us a little bit more with each movie. And as Edward said, Bill Skarsgård did an amazing job as the villain. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm very happy that I got into this, and I'm excited to inevitably see it again. And sadly, before the release of this movie, one of the actors who played the character Karen, Lance Riddick, did pass away before this movie's release. And our thoughts are with his friends and family. He was a great actor in this movie, and I know that he was a voice actor in the Destiny games, and I know the community's been rallying behind that. He will be missed.
Oh yeah, may he rest in peace. Take care, guys.
Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our current videos. We'll see you guys next time.